Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Storm C here, and here we have the Don't You Just Hate That book, which is 738 Annoying Things by Scott Cohen. And in this video, we will be doing the final part 6 of 6, which will be reading numbers 616 to 738. If you haven't already watched parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, please check those out. And like I've done with those videos, is I will be reading each one of the things from 616 to 738 and giving my thoughts on it. And comment down below if you can relate to any of these, because some of them are funny. Number 616, that most people who take karate lessons won't admit they're doing it so they can kick the crap out of people. That's why I would take them, so I can't necessarily find it annoying. Oh, and yeah, it's been a few days since I've done a book video because I've had company over, and the guest room that we have for them is right next to this area right here, so I wasn't really able to do it, so yeah. And I was more focused on them. Number 617, when your car is stranded on an Alaskan highway and the only human within 200 miles is a Cro-Magnon man wearing a torn parka who communicates through a series of bizarre grunts and gesticulations. I've never had that happen, but I'm sure, yeah, that does sound annoying. Number 618, finding your Mercedes vandalized and dwelling on the possibility that this misfortune represents some kind of just payback for owning a Mercedes. I do drive a Range Rover, which is another luxury premium brand, so sometimes I feel like that might be the case. But no, Mercedes-Benz used to have the 3D logo, but they stopped doing it because people would pull it off and vandalize. So yeah. Number 619, fraternity pranks that wind up with someone unconscious. Yes, that luckily I've not been on that receiving end, but still. Number 620, the fact that many old people are forced to live out the remainder of their lives in formerly good neighborhoods. Sadly, that is fact. Number 621, wondering as your body dives into the frigid pool why your friends swore the water feels wonderful. Yes, I have done that before. I think there are times when my friends and family say, the water's gorgeous, why don't you hop in? And then it's actually freezing cold. I don't like me any cold water swimming in. Number 622. When the speaker begins the seminar by saying, by a show of hands, how many of you don't know the difference between a stock and a bond? And you're the only one with your hand in the air. Sadly, I have been the one person with my hand in the air during one of those things. Not by that exact example, but still. Number 623. That murder is the quickest path to fame. Sadly, and it's not really fame, it's infamous. You'd be infamous. Infame. You'd be well known because some people are well known because they do bad things. It is more important to be a good person, a person who does good things, than it is to be a person who is well known. But sadly, yeah, 623 is fact. Number 624. People who say, let's grab some din din. I say din din all the time. Does that make me annoying? Number 625, wondering how asinine you look as you hold a newspaper over your head because it's drizzling. No, that's never been me. Number 626, when a husband and wife share an email address. Sadly, yes, a lot of husbands and wives do share an email address because it's just easier. And that can be annoying. Number 627, responding to small talk at 7:22 a.m. Yes, I have done that, and it is annoying. Number 628, watching the same 3-bag cycle through the baggage claim area. Yes, it is annoying when I'm trying to find my bag at an airport. Number 629, people who start fretting about New Year's Eve plans in early November. I don't do that, and I'm sure that would be annoying. Number 630, lifting, then lowering, then lifting your umbrella to avoid colliding with the other umbrellas, none of which seem to ever move up or down. No, I've not really been in a crowd of other umbrellas, so no. Number 631, wondering to what extent a bad habit of yours has become a vice. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Number 632, the struggle between wanting to express your feelings to someone you like and the risk of scaring them away by revealing too much too soon. Yes, I have felt that way before, and it is very annoying. Number 633, losing the only jacket that ever made you feel cool. Sadly, yes, I have lost a piece of clothing. I have lost pieces of clothing that have made me feel cool before, including jackets. Number 634, when your black cummerbund is indistinguishable from your black tuxedo, causing the people who browse through your wedding album to wonder why you wore your pants so high. I've never been married, but yes, that probably will happen when and if I ever do marry. And that's if I do a regular marriage. Number 635, when an auto mechanic who tells you that it will cost $985 to fix your car and then says, hey, focus on a positive, and cites an even costlier repair you don't need. Yes. That's what they try to do. They try to make you feel better about an expensive fix. But yes, that's crazy. Number 636, those stupid comedy and tragedy masks that represent the theater. I don't know what those comedy and tragedy masks are, so I don't. Number 637, when seeing a homeless man sleeping on a park bench stirs less compassion in you than watching an old dog limp along. Sadly, yes, it's human nature. Unfortunately, I do that. Number 638, so there's 100 left after this. That Saturday Night Fever was a good movie, perhaps a great one, but it unleashed some very ugly forces, particularly in Brooklyn and Staten Island. I've never seen that movie, but I should give it a watch sometime. Number 639, suspecting that the only reason you're engaged to your fiance is because he vaguely reminds you of your ex-boyfriend. I am not a girl, and I've never been engaged, so no. 639 does not apply to me just yet. Number 640, how difficult it is to get a slinky to descend an entire set of stairs without tumbling into a fierce free fall. I don't know what it means when they say tumbling into a fierce free fall. But yeah, sometimes, if stairs are too wide, then you're going to have a problem getting a slinky to descend down the stairs. It is fun to see, though, when you do that. You know what I mean? Number 641, how foolish you feel wearing a bib while eating a lobster in a restaurant. I've never had lobster in a restaurant. Do they usually have you wear a bib? I don't know, but bibs are what babies wear. So, of course, you would feel foolish because people do People associate bibs with what babies wear. Although Bowser Jr. from the Mario series wears a bib as well. But Bowser Jr. is cute as a button, and nobody can deny that. All right, back to the book. Number 642. Sensing that the reason your parents are so adamant about sending you to sleepaway camp or boarding school is because they need a long break from you. Yes. When I was 11 and then when I was 12, I went to a week. Not like a whole month, but like a week, just a week of a sleepaway camp. And I have sensed that, do they really miss me as much as I miss them? I have felt that way. So yes. And to make matters worse, at the one I went to, they didn't allow you to have a phone there. Number 643, when you're waiting online, and I think they mean in line, at the grocery store, and a stranger asks if he could cut ahead of you because he only has a few items. Yes, I have had that happen to me before. Number 644, helping a friend move back into your living room. Well, luckily, I don't have any friends that mooch off me, so I guess that's cool. Number 645, that Kentucky Fried Chicken lacking the courage to stand up for what it truly is changed its name to KFC. That doesn't bother me. Number 646, wondering, now what, after your favorite team has just won the Super Bowl or World Series? Yes, I don't really watch sports that much, but yes, sometimes I do, and yes, I have felt that way. Number 647, Reading a sign 3 hours into your hike that says, in the unlikely event that a black bear attacks, use everything available, including your bare hands, to fight back. Do not play dead. Yes, sometimes I do go on hikes, and sometimes I do see stupid and signs like this, and annoying signs. Not this, but still. But no, that would freak me out. Number 648, having difficulty opening the gas tank as you try to fill up your friend's car. I've never had difficulty opening a gas cap. Number 649, that when a white man raises his elbows above a certain imaginary line while dancing, he automatically looks like a dork. I've never really paid attention to that. Number 650, online pop-up advertisements offering to help you get rid of online pop-up advertisements. Yes. That has happened. You know what I mean? So I've had online pop-up advertisements offering to help you get rid of online pop-up advertisements. I have had that. Everybody who's been on the internet knows about that. So yes, it is very annoying. Number 651, when the piñata at your 5-year-old son's birthday party proves unbreakable. Yes, I think I had a piñata when I was 5 years old, and it was very, 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 very difficult to break. It really was. Number 652, meeting your teacher's husband at the end of the year picnic and realizing that she is not a villain, but a real person with a family that loves and depends on her. Yes, I have done that before. I have had that when I've had teachers. And I realized that, hey, teachers are just like anybody else. So yes, 652, yes, I can definitely relate to that. Number 653, that Foot Locker forces its employees to dress like referees. I've not really paid attention. I've only been in a Foot Locker maybe like once, so I'm not really annoyed. Number 654, when you want to make a right on red, but you can't because there's one car in front of you, which makes a right turn when the light turns green. Yes. That has happened to me before. Sometimes a car in front of me waits until the light turns green to make a right. And that can cause you to be late from time to time. So yes, 654, yes. Every human who drives can relate to that. Yes. Number 655, when you are trying to annoy a friend and do it too well, then feel guilty. Yes, I am a person who sadly is known for doing this, and I'm trying to stop myself from doing that, particularly with my sister, right? Is like I tend to do things that bother her, and then the reaction I get is a lot more than I bargained for, and then I feel really guilty because things escalate quickly, basically. So yes, 655, yes, probably the most relatable one for me in the entire book. But sadly, yes, I am a person who's done that. Number 656, people who get on the elevator and see that you've already pushed lobby but still push the button again. And if you, most of you who watch my channel probably watch it for the elevator videos, and you'll probably see people do that on some of them because I have like hundreds of elevator videos on my channel now. So yes. Number 657, people who insist you mustn't open the refrigerator when there's a power outage. You mustn't open the refrigerator when there's a power outage. I don't know. If people think that way, they aren't wrong. I'm sure it goes like, I know of the freezer you really shouldn't, because so that way the food doesn't get like ruined and rotten. But still, I mean, I don't think it's annoying. I think it's fact. Number 658, driving to a bar, getting rip-roaring drunk with friends, doing the responsible thing and taking a cab home, and waking up the next morning with no idea where you parked your car the night before. Luckily, I am not quite to legal age yet, although I'm about 4.5 months away, so yes, that will be me one day. Because I will be a responsible, or at least try to be a responsible person. And we have another one of these really funny professionally annoyed. This one is 5 annoying things about being a female bartender. Speaking of bar, Number 1, that countless guys try to be witty by pointing to the bottle opener in my waistband and saying, some can openers have all the luck. Number 2, foreigners who think that nodding their heads is a tip. Number 3, groups who order one drink at a time. I don't have time to stand there while you say, gin and tonic. Hey, Jenny, what do you want? Well, I'm having a gin and tonic. Nah, it's beer before liquor. Hey, Tommy, what do you guys want? Number 4, people who ask for moronic shots like Scooby Snacks, Flaming Lamborghinis, oatmeal cookies, drunken Irish sailor teetering on a peg leg with an Italian grandma, or whatever. These drinks are for Fridays, and I don't see any flair on my suspenders. And number 5, people who think it's cool to order ghetto drinks like Thug Passion. Just so you know, it's Hennessy and Elise. Classy. What the heck did I just read? Okay. And now we're back to the regular book. 659. When the barber pushes your head around while cutting your hair. Sadly, yes, they do have to do that sometimes, and it can be annoying, so yes. Number 660. Songs that appear on movie soundtracks but weren't in the movie. Yes, sometimes that happens, and it is very annoying. Number 661. The amount of power complete strangers wield over your life. Sadly, yes. I have felt that way before, and it is a very annoying thought. Number 662. The disgusting course that conversations about what you'd be willing to endure for a lot of money always take. I'm not sure. Number 663. 663. When a slight change in your date's expression shatters the illusion that he or she may be interested in you. I've never dated, so no, 663 is not relatable to me just yet. Number 664, how nerve-wracking air hockey can be. Yes, it can be very, very nerve-wracking sometimes. It's like something nobody really thinks about, but air hockey is very annoying sometimes, and it is very nerve-wracking. Like, I just want to explode sometimes when I'm playing with friends and stuff, because they are so competitive, and some people are so good, like, you just want to win, and you can't. Number 665, bending to pick up the subscription cards that fell out of the magazine you're holding. Yes, I have done that before, and it is kind of sad. Number 666, yes, I know. When whiteout leaves a bumpy layer that is difficult to ride over. Yes, I have done that with whiteout before, so yes. Satan agrees here. Okay. Enough of that. But still, yeah, 666, you know what I mean? 667. That we're more apt to put a picture of a bird than an African American on American currency. And sadly, that is fact. All right? Because America still has racism going on. And sadly, it's worse than it's ever been. It seems like. Number 668. That even when you eat healthy food such as broccoli, it's served in an unhealthy dish such as General Tso's chicken. Well, yeah, sadly, because sometimes dishes like that do kind of ruin the whole point of veggies. But I love me some General Tso's chicken. Number 669. When someone keeps channel surfing past the one thing that interests you. Yes, people do that. Number 670. A passenger safety pamphlet in an airplane depicting a smiling woman strapping a little flotation vest around a little girl's neck. Yes, it's actually kind of funny, though, to think about. Not really annoying, but actually kind of funny. Sorry, but yeah. Number 671. The obligatory 19-minute drum solo at any hippy-dippy outdoor concert. Yes, sometimes they can be annoying, but sometimes they're actually really good. Number 672. When you're just about to reach the climax of a long story you've been telling to a friend and an ambulance drowns you out. Yes, I have done that before. That has happened to me before. Number 673. When you say, God bless you, to the person who sneezed and he replies, it was a cough. Yes, I have done that, and sometimes I've been on the receiving end of it. So, cough you. Number 674. Emaciated models and celebrities pushing women towards anorexia. I don't even know what that is. Number 675. Racist rhetoric spewing from a megaphone. Luckily, I've never heard of that. Number 676, when recalling all the jerks you knew at college forces you to root against your alma mater's basketball team. Yes, I have been there and done that. It is sad. Number 677, when your history of meeting the wrong person at the wrong time or the wrong person at the right time causes you to become excited about meeting the right person at the wrong time. Sadly, yes, that is fact. Number 678, the fact that you were supposed to flip your mattress over 6 years ago. I don't know how long you're supposed to flip over your mattress. I got mine replaced actually just recently, so no. Number 679, people who can't enjoy a movie, book, song, or travel destination unless it's not popular. Sometimes I do feel that way, but there are things that are popular that I can enjoy. You know what I mean? So yeah. Number 680, people who clip their nails in Publix. Ew, yes. That is annoying. I don't cut my nails in public. Number 674, being unable to relate to woodcut illustrations of pilgrim women weaving. I'm not sure about that one. Number 672, when Dionne Warwick is the most famous celebrity you've ever met. The most famous celebrity I've ever met is this baseball player named Phil Garner. My mom is actually friends with his wife, so I guess that's pretty cool. The baseball player, Phil Garner. Number 683, carefully unfolding each corner of a beat-up dollar bill before inserting it into a vending machine, only to have it come back again and again and again and again. Yes, yes, all the time. It is so annoying. Like, why won't you just take the dollar instead of spitting it right back out of my face? Yes, 683, yes. Number 684, knowing that you chose your abrasive friends. Sadly, yes. Unfortunately, when I have friends that I kind of been tricked into having, then yes, I have done that. Whatever that means. Number 685, the actual percentage of crab in most crab cakes. I don't pay attention to that, but I do like crab cakes. Number 686, paying $3 for a cup of soda that's 70% ice. Yes, that's why I ask for just a little bit of ice every time I go to a place where I'm not able to serve myself my own drinks. Number 687, that people eat something called goat cheese. Yeah, it's kind of a disgusting title, but I guess it's okay if it tastes good. Number 688, trying to ignore the sound that keeps you from falling asleep. Yes, just like any other human, I relate to that one. Number 689, knowing that all your dog wants to do is socialize with the other dogs from the neighborhood as you pull his leash and say, "Come on, Max, let's go for a jog." Sometimes I do take my dogs for a walk, and yes, they do that sometimes. Number 690, that anxious interior monologue you experience prior to introducing yourself to a larger group. Example, "Hello, I'm Scott Cohan." No, "Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, my name's Scott." No, "Hi, I'm Scott." No, I'm not really that kind of thing. Or actually, no, if you're talking about this, introducing myself, sadly, yes, I have done that before, and it is very annoying. Because sometimes I have a hard time thinking straight when I'm introducing myself to a large group of people. Number 691, that people who say "I'll let you go" on the phone really mean "I'm desperate to be rid of you." Yes, that is what that really means. Yes. Number 692, that the most intense laughter you have usually comes at the least appropriate time. Yes. And you know why? Because everything is all of a sudden funnier when you're trying not to laugh. So you're like trying not to. You know what I mean? So yeah. Everything's funnier when you're trying not to laugh. That's a thing. Number 693, when the fortune teller says to your wife, "You will have all sorts of adventures with all sorts of men." Luckily, I'm not married, so no. Number 694, when a number 3 pencil is the only writing device available to you. I don't even know what a number 3 pencil is, but I don't know if it's in this book. I'm not sure if that's the only writing. I don't think I. If it's in the book, then I probably hope I never have that as the only writing device available to me. You know what I mean? So, number 695, knowing that an acquaintance is going through a disturbing life experience and that she knows you know as you continue sharing small talk. Yes, I have been on the giving and receiving end of that. Number 696, receiving a present you already own. Yes, that has happened to me a couple times, and it is annoying, but some people just don't know what you have already, you know what I mean? So, it's not really, but it can be annoying. Number 697, when someone tells you, I'm surrounded by insane people and you're the only other person in the room. Yes, that has happened to me before because sometimes that person means I'm insane. Number 698, knowing that your popcorn crunching is annoying other people in the movie theater. And sadly, yes, because I love me some movie theater popcorn. It is good. Number 699, when your child befriends an obvious juvenile delinquent. I'm not a parent, but sadly, yes, I have befriended an obvious juvenile delinquent. And it's my parents that say, well, maybe you shouldn't be friends with this person. And by trying to remove it, it would only make me want to hang out with them more and more and more. It's like one of those classic Romeo and Juliet things. I mean, not really, but still. Number 700, lacking a life outside of eBay. I don't use eBay. Number 701, guess who used your shower and don't towel dry themselves when they're done, drenching the little rug. Sadly, yes, that has happened when I've had company overnight guests in my home. So yeah, that's sad. And this is the final professionally annoyed thing in the entire book. So let's have a read. This one is 5 annoying things about being a copy editor. Number 1, that the 487,206th time you look up the word makeup, it still doesn't have a hyphen. Number 2, that you can spend 2 months of your life absorbing every tiny scrap of information about raising chickens and have no memory of the subject a week later. Number 3, when the author insists that his way is the correct way to spell something, and after protracted arguments, you find that he's right. Number 604, that nobody knows the rules of use of commas with restrictive versus non-restrictive appositive clauses. And number 5, when you find a post-it on the floor that says absolutely must confirm this with an arrow pointing to something on the page to which the post-it was formerly stuck. Okay. And that was the last one of those in the book. And now we are back to the book. Number 702, having no idea what the digital billboard with a constantly increasing 16-digit number stands for. No, I'm not really sure about that one because I've not experienced that. Number 703, people who stare at their tennis racket and adjust a few strings after making a bad shot. How do you adjust tennis racket string? I've played tennis a little bit when I was younger, and no, I've never adjusted any strings to my racket, so no. Number 704, being stuck in an angry crowd. Yes, as long as they're not mad at me, though. I guess that's all right. Number 705, that a 26-minute rubbernecking delay is just as likely to be caused by a minor fender bender as by a serious accident in which there's really something worth slowing down to see. Yes, I can relate to that when I'm doing like road trips or I need to be somewhere. Yes, that is something that has happened. You know what I mean? Yes, that's a sad fact, but yeah. Number 706. Parents who advise their child to marry within their religion because it's one less thing to fight about. I mean, they're not wrong. But yeah, I am going to try to marry someone within my religion, so it is one less thing to fight about. You know what I mean? Number 707. So the parents in this one are right. I have to agree with that one. Number 707. That the majority of restaurant tables you will ever sit at will wobble. Yes, especially, sadly, from someone my size. Number 708. That you wouldn't have the faintest idea if your accountant was ripping you off. I don't have an accountant, so no. But if I ever do have one, then yes, that will be a thing, sadly. Number 709. People who think that soy is the solution to all of their health problems. No, that is not the solution to any health problem. Unless you're like allergic to dairy and you have to drink like soy milk, then. Number 710. That most state capitals are second-rate towns that would wither away if their economies weren't propped up by government workers. Sadly, yes. Like, I live in the state of Texas, and our capital is Austin, and that's a pretty good city. But then you look at a state like Kentucky, who has a capital of Frankfurt, and that one's not really exciting. Sorry to anybody watching this who actually lives there. But, yeah, I mean, I've driven through Frankfurt, and, yeah, it would totally wither away if it wasn't by government workers. That's an example of that. So, yeah. But no, Austin's a strong city, so yeah. Number 711, just like the gas station. The near impossibility of leaving a buffet without feeling bloated. Yes, I have felt that way after going to a buffet, because that's what buffets are for, because you're paying a lot of money, so of course you're going to want to eat as much as you can. Of course you're going to do it to feel stuffed. Number 712, refusing to watch Jeopardy because it makes you feel dumb. No, I don't do that. But there are some stuff, I watch it to learn stuff, not to feel dumb. Number 713, the process of getting to work. Depends on what your process to getting to work is. Like, mine is pretty simple. I get in a car, I go, it's 15 minutes away, I come back. So mine's not really that bad. Number 714, the amount of energy mankind puts into discovering new ice cream flavors. Yes. Number 715, when a stranger observes the peculiar systematic steps you take to avoid contact with germs in a public bathroom. Yes, it is very annoying. Even when we've had the pandemic, it is very annoying. Number 716, hiding your lack of emotional generosity by giving gifts. Sadly, yes, I have had to do that before, so yes. Number 717, when you've been to all the tourist attractions in Casper, Wyoming, but have never been to the top of the Sears Tower despite you living your entire life in Chicago. Sometimes, yes, like, I've been to a lot of cities, but but the closest major city to me is Houston. And I only live about 45 minutes away from downtown Houston, and, you know, I've not really been to a lot of tourist attractions there very much. But I've been to ones in other cities. Like when I went to New York City, I've been in the Empire State Building. I've been in the Rockefeller Tower. So, yeah. When I was in Niagara, Canada, I went to the top of a tower. When I was in San Antonio, I went to the Alamo. And there's many more examples. So, yeah. I can relate to that one. Or I've not lived my entire life here, but I've lived most of my life just north of Houston. All right, number 718. When the groom's poem for the bride rhymes soulmate with jailbait. I'm not married, nor am I even engaged, so no. Number 719. In this sappy movie, Meg Ryan plays an adorable woman who discovers the true meaning of true love. Well, if just like with all the other examples of that in this book, if that's the character she's good at, so be it. Number 720. People who only feel comfortable expressing their needs through innuendo. Example, do you think it's stuffy in here? Instead of, can you please open the window before I am engulfed by a full-blown anxiety attack? Sadly, yes, I can relate to that one. That one's kind of funny, too. Number 721. When you're told that in the first several seconds following the Big Bang, the universe cooled from 1,784,000,000,000 degrees to 1,342,000 degrees, and the most intelligent response you can muster is, it really cooled a lot. That would be my response too, so yeah. Number 722. That even the healthy Nut Crunch cereals are fattening. Sadly, yes. Most people think that cereal's the best way to start your day. That isn't true. And so, but I mean, obviously the sugary cereal that kids love is generally unhealthy, but even like the healthy branded ones like Cheerios, or excuse me, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or hold on, no, like Raisin Bran, that kind of thing, they contain just about as much sugar. Most people don't realize that. Number 723, that if higher forms of life have been absorbing mankind through the Hubble telescope, they haven't shown any willingness to help us avert the apocalypse. I'm not sure about one because I don't really pay attention, so no. I don't know if I should either. Number 724, wondering if you are behaving immorally by continuing to enjoy the emotional connection you have with another married person, despite the fact that neither of you would ever allow the relationship to become physical. I am not married, nor even engaged, or even have a relationship yet, so no. 724 doesn't relate to me yet, but eventually and hopefully it probably will. Number 725, not listening when someone tells you her name as you're being introduced, causing you to obsess about whether her name will be repeated, leaving you unable to follow the conversation. Sadly, yes, I have done that before. Yes. And it is very annoying sometimes. When you just want to know somebody's name. Sadly, yes. Number 726, people who say guesstimate. I don't know anybody who says that. Number 727, gone are the days when not having a drink from a sippy cup brought great joy, and sleeping in a big boy bed filled your nights with wonder. Sadly, yes, those days are long gone. That ship sailed almost 20 years ago for me. Number 728, that humans have about 60,000 thoughts per day, 59,998 of which they've thought previously. I'm surprised that we even have that many thoughts in a day. I wouldn't have guessed that much, but that is a lot of thoughts in having a day. I used to think maybe you'd have several hundred, but not 60,000. Number 729, the large number of factors, most of which are beyond your control, that determine whether you have fun at a party. Yes. There have been parties that I have not enjoyed myself at because of reasons like that. Number 730, documentary reenactments that use cheesy close-ups, example being plump fingers wrapped around a whiskey bottle in an Elvis biography. Not sure about that one. Number 731, saying to a dog owner, can I pet him? Can I pet her? Can I pet it? Yes, you always want to ask a dog owner before you pet their dog, but sometimes I have done that but no, don't say it. You want to say him or her. You want to address the dog as using male or female pronouns. And sometimes I do confuse, but for what's weird about me is I always assume, unless there's like a certain color of a leash or something the dog's wearing that obviously makes it male or female. If that's not the case, then I always confuse. I always think of small dogs as being female and big dogs being male. So, when it's the opposite, it just feels weird to me sometimes, but it happens. Number 732, that you yell to your spouse, get the camera, when your first child inserts a pretzel into her mouth for the first time and asks apathetically, should we bring the camera, when your third child graduates from grade school. Yes, that's how parents are. I'm not a parent, but yes, that is how they are sometimes. So yes. Number 733, we're almost done too. When the quotation marks in an email you sent are transformed into inane symbols. So I say to my family, what is this? Some kind of an intervention? And my father responds, Crystal, we think you've got a problem. No, I don't really use email all that much, so no. That's why I don't use email. Number 734, camping with someone who is high maintenance. I've not really camped. I've glamped, but I've not really camped. But that's something I've wanted to do that I've not really ever had a chance to do, which is tent camping. As long as I'm not doing something with high maintenance. Because the problem is to camp, you need to not be high maintenance. You need to be low maintenance. So yes, that would be very annoying, I can tell. Number 735, that when turns for the worst, Dewey Decimal Days, and the carpool driver are being considered as titles for your life story. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I mean, maybe. I don't really think of things for having an autobiography, you know what I mean? I don't ponder that. At least not yet. I'm only 20 years old. Number 736. When you break up with someone and their reaction makes you wonder why you didn't do it sooner. No, because I've never been in a relationship. Number 737. The natural aptitude kids have for scratching surfaces. I never really had that for scratching surfaces when I was younger. I have a cat that does it. And finally, we have the very last one in the book, number 738, which is actually very convenient. Finishing a book not because you're enjoying it, but to prove to yourself that you're not a quitter. I've only done that a few times, but yes, I have still done it. That is not the reason why I finished this book. I actually enjoyed this book. And this is the end of this book, split it into 6 parts. So this whole thing is really funny. I'm glad if y'all watch all 6 of my videos. So stay tuned for some more books, including some more like Diary of a Wimpy Kid right here. Thank you all for watching if you managed to watch all 6 parts. Also stay tuned for more of Diary of a Wimpy Kid videos and more elevator videos and book videos. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn notifications to all so you get notified every time I watch a video. Every time I upload a video, excuse me. Thank you.